Hello, hello. It's Dr. Rachel Meyer. And if you're here with me, I'm assuming it's because you have the courage to defy conformity, break free of the mold, and explore whether ethical non monogamy might be right for you. I'm a clinically trained psychologist, now turned contemporary relationship coach, who also has almost 15 years of personal experience with ethical non monogamy. I absolutely love helping people explore whether or not this is an ideal relationship structure for themselves, and if so, how to do it without the fear of judgment, jealousy, or damaged relationships. So let's first start off by talking about what ENM or ethical non-monogamy actually is. It's also referred to as consensual non-monogamy or CNM, ethical and consensual. It's not your chance to get away with cheating or engaging in unfaithful behavior. It's also about good, healthy communication, open, honest, transparent dialogue, not about convincing or trying to persuade your partner to do something just because you have a desire to do. It's also not about dictating what your partner can or cannot do. It's about having healthy negotiation, compromise, and respecting autonomy. E&M is also about adding value to your life through diversity and varied experiences. It's not about being sexually promiscuous. You can have all different types of connections with people and deepening levels of intimacy, whether it be emotional, intellectual, spiritual. The connections do not have to be solely sexual in nature or sexual at all for that matter. With E&M, it does not mean that you're afraid of commitment or avoiding intimacy. Often, ethical non monogamy actually allows you to deepen your intimacy and strengthen your commitment, not only with your current partner, but with others as well. People who identify as non monogamous feel like they can have multiple loving relationships. Non monogamy is about expanding and growing as well as adding value. It's not about filling a void or fixing a problem that already exists in your current relationship. If something is lacking or there's a problem already, it's important to address that issue first before exploring ethical non monogamy. It's about having a secure and solid foundation from which to build upon, not about overlaying cracks that already exist. Although we're not going to get into all of the different types of ethical non monogamy today, please do just know that there is a wide spectrum of different ways of open relating that people engage in. The main thing to remember, though, is that it is ethical, it is consensual. Sometimes it's done independently, sometimes it's done as a couple or as a unit. Sometimes it's based off of just solely sexual experiences that you might find maybe in the swinging lifestyle or swinging community. Other times it's about developing deeper, more meaningful, longer lasting relationships with multiple people, which would be more in line of polyamory. Then there are people that are more monogamish, such as myself, who are in closed relationships with more than one person. You might also hear the term polyfidelity used in that same sort of sense. We get into things of relationship hierarchy and relationship anarchy, where for some people, some couples, they want to have a primary relationship and then additional, maybe secondary or outside relationships, or people that experience relationship anarchy where there is no hierarchy and each individual relationship is unique to its own. Okay, so next I'd like to go over 5 different questions to ask yourself that I believe will help you to reflect on whether or not an open relationship or ethical non-monogamy is right for you. Question number 1. What beliefs about monogamy or relationship structures in general, for that matter, do you recall growing up? Where did these beliefs come from? Were they from your family, your religious community, your friends, social networks? Just think about it for a minute. Maybe even write them down and see if you can recall where they came from. Question number 2. What's even prompted you to consider an open relationship? Are you currently interested in someone else? Because we know it's not a workaround to be able to cheat, at least if you want to do it ethically. Do you and your partner have mismatched libidos and find it difficult to have an enjoyable sex life? Or perhaps you have different sexual interests or kinks that you want to explore. Maybe you want to explore sex with someone of a different gender. Maybe it has nothing to do with sex at all, but you'd rather develop deep, meaningful, emotional connections with more than just one person. Whatever the reasons may be, I'd encourage you to really sit down, think about it, Write down your reasons and get clear on them because it's going to be very important when you communicate this to your partner. Question number 3. How would you feel about other people in your life knowing about your interest in or exploration of ethical non monogamy? There's no right answer here, but I would encourage you to think about whether you'd prefer to maintain discretion or if the idea of hiding yourself and not being able to be fully open is more concerning to you. And have you thought about whether or not you'd want a purely sexual relationship where perhaps maintaining discretion is easier versus building a longer term emotional relationship or connection with someone and how it might feel for them to remain hidden in your life? Question number 4. What, if any, pre work or learning have you done to educate yourself about the topic of ethical non monogamy? Unfortunately, with open relationships not being all that mainstream yet in our society, most of us don't get a chance to learn or role model others in our life. Have you read any books? How about joined any online or in person communities? How about listened to any podcasts? We really need to make sure that we are getting the correct information and educating ourselves so that we can be honest, transparent, and use effective communication strategies to have the most successful and fulfilling open relationships. And last but not least, question number 5. Are you trying to fix something that's broken? Unfortunately, you cannot build upon an unstable foundation. So if you're trying to fill a void in your relationship or you're trying to fix a problem that already exists, I can almost certainly guarantee this is not going to work for you. So first and foremost, ethical non-monogamy is only going to work if you fully trust. We really want to make sure to start with a stable, safe, and secure relationship foundation so that additional partners or relationships only add value to an already amazing relationship. Okay, and so for the final part of this video, I want to go over the number one thing that is likely holding you back if you do think you've got the courage to defy conformity. You know what that one thing is? Fear. I had it. I'm sure you have it. Many people have it. It's okay. Let's just embrace it, honor it, and acknowledge it. Whether it's the fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, the fear of how you're going to be perceived by others, the fear of damaging an already current relationship, the fear of having emotions such as jealousy. All of these fears are absolutely normal, legitimate, valid experiences that many people just like you will have. When it comes to the fear of judgment, are you worried about what others will say or how they're going to think about you? Whether you're going to receive unsolicited comments and remarks or be ridiculed and criticized? Maybe you have a fear of having to keep a secret, and choosing to maintain discretion creates anxiety internally because you have to hide yourself and not be true to yourself. Or if you do choose to maintain discretion, maybe you have the fear of having to hide other partners who then feel less prioritized or less important. Maybe your fear is ruining an already really great current relationship that you're in. The idea of bringing up this topic to your partner may inherently make you feel like you're going to scare them away, or you don't want to create a problem that isn't currently there just by letting someone into this topic that you're exploring. Maybe you fear that they're going to resent you or reject you. And then when it comes to experiencing the fear of emotions, challenging emotions such as jealousy, you might have a fear that you're going to experience it yourself or that your partner or other partners are going to experience it, and you're not going to be able to help support them through those insecurities that they're facing. No matter what the fear is, that's why I'm here. And that's why I love doing this work and working with you. Again, first to acknowledge and appreciate what is coming up for you, what those fears are, and then also to show you that there is a path forward. And I look forward to exploring that with you. I've spent years specializing in the ethical non monogamy space, and I'm excited to share my expertise with you. Make sure to follow Dr. Rachel Meyer Coaching on all of my social channels: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And because you're watching this video, you've already signed up for my regular email updates, so be on the lookout for those. Get ready to embrace your courage to defy conformity.